So today we're going to be reacting to Daniel Cormier's strengths and weaknesses for each of the fighters in the two main fights this weekend at UFC 308. So let's see what Daniel Cormier is saying. So starting off for Max Holloway, for strength, he's given Max Holloway cardio, toughness, and durability. And for weakness, he's given Max Holloway toughness. He's put that in for his strength, so I'm not really sure what DC's doing there, to be honest. But let's start off with the strengths. Cardio, yes, this is a big part in Max Holloway's game. Max Holloway is known for putting a pace on guys. Max Holloway is a very volume heavy fighter. That's his boxing style. He's not a power puncher, even though we've seen him sleep his last two opponents, in Justin Gaethje and the Korean Zombie. Max Holloway is a volume fighter. He does throw a lot of punches and bunches, so I totally agree with the cardio aspect here. Toughness and durability, yes, again, I agree with Daniel Cormier. Max Holloway, when you're talking about the toughest, most durable guys in the UFC, Max Holloway is easily top 5 of that list, maybe top 3. This guy is one of the toughest people in the UFC. His chin, the guy's like made of granite. You cannot knock this guy out. Ilia Topuria will not be the man to knock Max Holloway out. Ilia Topuria won't even drop this man at UFC 308. So I agree with the strengths given by Daniel Cormier. I think you could add in Max Holloway's boxing there as well. I don't know why he hasn't added that in. And in terms of weaknesses, toughness, I don't get why he's got that in strengths and weaknesses. I don't get what DC's saying here, to be honest. Maybe someone can tell me in the comments. But for me, a weakness in Max Holloway's game is fighting shorter opponents. That's always been a weakness in Max Holloway's game and Ilia Topuria. Yes, they might be similar in reach, but in terms of height, there is a big difference. Topuria is a lot shorter than him. And just look at someone like Volkanovski, who was much shorter than Max Holloway, and look at the problems that he gave Max Holloway in there. So that is what I would say would be a weakness for Max Holloway, fighting shorter opponents. For strengths, it would be cardio, his toughness, and his durability. But I also think you could include his boxing. Next up, we have got the current featherweight champion, Ilia Topuria. So Daniel Cormier has said for Topuria's strengths, he's included power and boxing. And for his weaknesses, he's included overconfidence and feels invincible. So starting off with the strengths, power definitely has to be up there. Ilia Topuria does pack a serious punch. Look at what he done to the likes of Volkanovski, Jai Herbert. Look at what he done to Ryan Hall, the damage he done to Bryce Mitchell. The list goes on and on. This guy has some serious power in his punches. He's included his boxing there as well. Again, Ilia Topuria is one of the best boxers right now in the UFC. I feel like you've got arguably, I don't know if they're 1 and 2, but they're definitely in the top 5 in terms of best boxers in the UFC right now. In terms of Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria, I think that's why this matchup is so interesting in my opinion. I feel like though for strengths as well, you should include Ilia Topuria's grappling. People forget that when he started MMA, that's what he was known for, was his grappling. And it's not just like, oh, he's good at takedowns or he's got good jiu-jitsu. He mixes it up really well. He's got really good time takedowns. Look at the one he pulled off on Josh Emmett. He's got vicious ground and pound, and he is dangerous when he's attacking submissions. Ilia Topuria is a dangerous grappler, and I feel like he will show this at UFC 308 against Max Holloway. I do believe he will mix it up in there. In terms of weaknesses, he says overconfident, and feels invincible. They're kind of the same thing, to be honest. Overconfidence, I feel like you could put that in for a strength. It also is a weakness as well, but look at what that done for Conor McGregor, the self-belief, the confidence that he had in himself, and look at the levels that Conor McGregor was able to get to, the opponents that McGregor was able to beat, the likes of Jose Aldo, who people really ripped McGregor off in that fight, but it was his self-belief, obviously, as well as his skill, that kind of give him that edge over Aldo, if we're being honest. A weakness for me in Topuria's game is head kicks. We've seen him get caught with them before against taller opponents. Jai Herbert is the one that people will remember. Yes, it was up a weight class. It was in the lightweight division. But head kicks, high kicks seem to be a problem for Ilia Topuria to defend. We've seen Jai Herbert drop him with that head kick in their matchup. And Max Holloway might not throw a lot of head kicks, but that could be a part that Max Holloway and his team are looking to exploit in there against Ilia Topuria, as other taller fighters have had success with that move. Next up, we'll go to the co-main event, Robert Whittaker. So for strengths, he's got mentality, and for weaknesses, he's got damage taken in his career. Strengths, mentality, okay. Maybe experience could be there over Hamzat Chimaev. Robert Whittaker has been in the UFC for like 10 years now. He's been at the elite level for God knows how long. He's fought a killer's row of who's who. That is a big advantage for Robert Whittaker going into this matchup. His cardio, knowing that he can go 25 minutes. He's been there. He's done that multiple times. That will go down for experience. I think another strength of Robert Whittaker is his takedown defense. It might be a bit overrated, to be honest, but it is still good. I think he does have really good takedown defense. And also his lead hand, his jab, the way he doubles up his jab, which then leads him to throwing that head kick that he's known for. Robert Whittaker does throw a lot of stuff off his lead hand. I think that should be down there for his strengths. And for weakness, damage taken in his career, I agree. I mean, a lot of people like to say Robert Whittaker's chinny. I don't think so. I mean, the guy had a spinning heel kick from Paulo Costa. Yes, he did the chicken dance, but that would have knocked out a lot of people in there. So I don't think he's as chinny as what people let on. But damage taken in his career, Robert Whittaker has taken a lot of damage throughout his career. And he's not easily hurt, but he can be hurt and can be finished. We've seen it time and time again. And finally, we've got Hamzat Chimaev. So Daniel Cormier, for Hamzat Chimaev's strengths, has aggressiveness, and for weakness, he's got cardio. Now, Hamzat Chimaev, I think he's been done dirty here in terms of strengths. I think you should include the guy's grappling. Hamzat Chimaev is an elite level grappler. Look at what he done to the likes of Kamaru Usman. Look at how easily he submitted Kevin Holland. What he done to Li Jingliang in there. The list goes on and on. Shout out Reece McKee. Look at what he done to him in there. Grappling has to be there for Hamzat Chimaev. And power in his hands. I mean, I don't think Hamzat Chimaev gets the credit he deserves for his boxing and the power that the guy does possess. We haven't really got to see it yet in his UFC career, but Hamzat does pack a punch. And for weakness, it is cardio. That is Hamzat Chimaev's biggest weakness in his entire game, let's be honest, is his cardio. So overall, I agree with a lot of what DC's saying. Some of them, especially Max Holloway's one, toughness and strength, but it's also on weakness. I don't really know what he's going for there, but you can let me know your opinions in the comments below. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you again in the next one.